103 is the future.
Welcome, crew, to What Are Your Three, a Channel 3 podcast that is for the first time re-recording an episode. This was supposed to be episode 102. This is now 120. So we have a nice little flip there. You know, that's just how it goes. We lost one episode that will never be regained, and this was recorded practically at the same time. So, oh, good God, we do the talking games thing, but yeah, I'm just gonna apologize like 17 more times. And what, Ray, do your thing. Just say hey, Ray. Do it.
You know, I didn't notice or look. Did we name a different episode 102?
We did change. I just shifted just 5 more minutes.
So you just completely you just erased him from existence.
No, I erased that episode from existence.
Cruise,
like, everything else moved up. So if you want to do this like revisionist history and bump everybody down, then Cruz gets 103, Josh gets knocked to 104 and loses the hallowed 3. And so on and so forth down the line.
Well, you've created all this controversy now.
Yeah.
See, now
There is no controversy.
Yeah. There's a lot of this is crazy stuff going on. But yes,
you understand. I unilaterally rule on these things. This is where the Monty Python thing comes in. Like, no. Back then I changed it to Cruz's episode 102, and so on and so forth until here we are, 18 episodes later, and he's back.
Help! I'm being oppressed.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's it.
Wait, so we're back with Just 5 More Minutes. You guys haven't heard him, but we have. But he's here again. Just 5, how are you?
Good. The podcast's so nice, we did it twice. So
that's true.
The good thing is it's 5 months later, so
I don't remember anything.
We all should not remember a single thing. But Ray and I also had to do no prep because our notes are all there, so we should be in good shape.
I was looking at my notes. I was like, "Oh man, I wrote a lot of stuff down. This is great.
Good job. Best case scenario. So well done.
Good job, past me.
Yeah, usually past Ray's causing problems for future Ray, but not this time.
This time I came through.
Well, I'll tell you what. Let's talk about. Let's go to the games. Let's start off with Resistance: Fall of Man. A film you want a movie you want a big budget. A game you want a big budget film of. I'm leaving it. I don't care. You want a Lego version of the game? That's a wild take. But you most of all want a PS5 update. But I was trying to figure out, is this going to happen or not? And then I realized, this is the Marvel wing of PlayStation. So I think Insomniac's busy making every they got Wolverine, Venom, Spider-Man, probably something else out there that I don't even know. They've just become the Marvel wing. So unfortunately, I think we're stuck. You're not going to get it, but Resistance: Fall of Man.
Yeah, they're making stuff that makes them money. So yeah, I think I'm not keeping my hopes up too high. This is like definitely my favorite game of all time, and it's not necessarily because it's even a good game. Like it's a very good game. I don't think it's
a really good game. Let me help clear this up for everybody. This is a really good game.
Yeah, I'm glad you're gassing it up a little bit because I mean the whole experience for me was awesome, and that's why I have such fond memories of it that I want to relive desperately. This was the first game I had on my PS3, which was like the whole process of getting it. My PS3 was an adventure in itself. Like I got it that first holiday season, and which was like a little dicey back then. I mean, there was not a ton of them around. I was like back home after my first semester at college, like driving around with my buddy, and we eventually got it at a Toys R Us of all places.
Nice.
Like walked in, like, they had the little video game corner, and I kind of felt like an idiot going in to ask, and the guy's like, "Oh yeah, we got one right here." So I hadn't thought as far as like deciding what game to get. I just knew I wanted a PS3, so I had to scramble and walk through the aisles of this Toys R Us to find the game, and the Resistance cover caught my eye. I was like, "Oh, this is pretty sweet!" Like this like alien skull with like a helmet on. Like, yeah, I could get down with this. and kind of the rest was history. Like I like played the campaign with my buddy a little bit, but when I got back down to college, I got into the multiplayer, and I like literally never played online multiplayer before this. Like I didn't really play like Halo 2 or whatever. This was the beginning of it for me, and I just got super sucked in. All this free time in college when you're not in class, like my reflexes were a little more on point 20 years ago, so I was doing pretty well, and I just like there was like forums on the like Resistance website, like the Insomniac website. I mean, I just got completely sucked in, and I mean, I must have played this for hours every day. I did the like campaign co-op like on the hardest difficulty. Like I hardly ever do that, but I was getting my buddies on the in the dorm to like help me out with that. Like it was just such a great time, and uh, I'll take Lego versions of it, PS5 version. I mean, you know, whatever they'll give me. But it was just such a great game and a great experience playing it in its height.
It's probably expensive for a movie because it'll probably require a lot of effects for the aliens and whatnot. But come on, Sony, listen, you're out here, you're trying to put together your roster of PlayStation All Stars for the movies. This is right here, and we can use it. That's it can be done.
Yeah, I feel like Alien Soldiers, like people, pay to see that, or they'll renew their Paramount Plus subscription or whatever to watch it. Like, do it.
So I mean, they went through a trilogy, and really it was highly rated. I don't know, did you continue on through? I mean, I don't know. The Vita got its nose in there too, but that was really the death knell of the series. But they had a strongly rated trilogy. It wasn't there wasn't really like a slump in there for them.
No, it was. I played all three. I think I still own the second two. It's like over there in one of those CD case binder things on my desk. But yeah, I played all three. I candidly, like the second two, like never really captured the same magic the first one did. But what was fun about those is like I kind of got all my friends hooked. So all my buddies that had a PS3, they got Resistance 2, and we were able to play a lot more online with like my actual like real life friends, which is nice. Doesn't always happen. So uh, yeah, it was. I stuck through the whole trilogy, but I kind of got sucked into some other games by the time the second two came around, like Call of Duty, Halo, all that kind of stuff. So I was a very captive audience for Resistance 1, and while the second two were great, it never quite hit the same. It's like I'm like an addict, like chasing that first high. So
Yeah, the first one it will always be there for you, and that was like, especially if that's the first game you turn the PlayStation 3 on for. I mean, every generation of PlayStation, you turn on the new one, you're like, oh my god, it's never going to get better than this, and then you play whatever game's in front of you, and like I don't know how it worked, but like that was the first truly HD system. Like PS2, like yeah, listen, you had all the digital graphics and whatnot, and like the DVD capabilities, but now we're in Blu-ray country, and man, this stuff looked good. And you're plugging it in. Were you plugging it into an HD TV, or were you still on a CRT in college?
So, I mean, I had one of those little TV VCR combos.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm like staring at a laptop screen right now, talking to y'all. Like, it was smaller than this, and it was on my little desk in the corner of my dorm room, and I was like sitting like
and the PlayStation 3 is almost as big as the TV is probably at that point.
Yeah. It was at least as big as the TV. Yeah, it was. So I had no HD. I mean, I thought it looked great, but I mean, it took me, months before I ever plugged it into an HD TV, I think. So it was, yeah, I wasn't quite using the full capabilities of that $600 beast that it was back then.
See, I went the opposite way because I've mentioned before that was a system that I moved with, and when I was relocating in a hotel for 6 weeks, I had to plug that in the 2011, 2012 hotel TVs that they still only had the red, yellow, white wires. So I had to go so far as like I only have an HDMI, so I get to the hotel when I'm moving out here. I'm like, I'm going to start. Let me hook up the PlayStation. It was Skyrim time. I got to find a Best Buy or something. Somebody's got to have a cable. I don't have an AV cable for this thing. I'm running around. I went the opposite way of you. I went back to the CRT TV for 6 weeks. I feel that. I feel that. It's like underutilizing the PS3, but man, it's beautiful. I have not looked, but I'm curious to see because PlayStation's been on a tear. They've been adding classics to the library left and right. There was just a big announcement. They went through all the Resident Evils, put a bunch of the Resident Evils on. This has to be in the pipeline somewhere for them to throw on there. Like Ratchet and Clank's all on there. They've got all that like PS2, the PS3s are showing up there. We got to get this on there if it's not, right?
So you're right. So it was on there. I think and it was funny is I didn't know about it until my friend who went into the Toys R Us with me 20 years ago. He texted me. He's like, "Hey man, I swear I just saw Resistance on the PSN store." And they released it as like, I think you had to like stream it or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, they had that with the three. You're right. It was a stream only option for some of them.
Yeah. So this is going to sound like everything I just said nice about Resistance is going to sound kind of hollow because I didn't rebuy it or whatever. I just like when I heard that it was like the streaming only thing and there was no, like you couldn't play the multiplayer again. I was like, I'm gonna leave this one in the past. Like unless they like completely remaster this or like let me kind of relive the full experience. I'm not gonna sit there and just go like replay the campaign or something. So it's gone now. I guess is the reason I'm talking about the pat. Like they took it off. I don't know why. Like I saw that I think posted somewhere, but it was on for like a few months and they took it off. I have no idea why.
Yeah, look, it looks like Resistance Retribution is on there, and I'm okay with it because like there was some reason they only added streaming only versions of some of those PlayStation 3 games. Like no, just let us download it so we don't have to stream the stinking thing. Like they're not the hugest files by comparison to stuff now, but like let me just download it, guys.
The streaming stuff, it's just not good.
That
concept is not great yet.
It's not bad though either because I was playing Final Fantasy VII remake on the 5 streaming it, and this was pre-fiber, and it still worked just fine. Like it wasn't bad, but yeah, it's still just like just let me download the thing. I only did that just because like I want to try the game and see if I want to play Final Fantasy VII remake and give it a real go. But sorry,
yeah, like if they made like a PlayStation Portal or whatever where I could like download Resistance 1 and like play it while I'm like sitting on a plane, like now we're talking. Like that value
like
proposition
Xbox,
is cool.
Yeah, we were speaking just beforehand about the stuff Xbox doing with the Rogue Ally partnership. Yep. Not that the Xbox fans are being like Apple people right now. Like look where they made. Like no, they already made this. They're just slapping an Xbox on there, guys. But anyway, yeah, they need that option. Let's go. All right, well let's talk about your second game. We're definitely going back to CRT country then because we're talking about Speed Devils on the Dreamcast. And this was one that made my skull hurt. And only made my skull hurt because of having to add it to our library because there were multiple names for one game. You had Speed Devils, aka Speedbusters, aka Speedbusters American Highways. But the Dreamcast release was Speed Devils. And then updated in 2000 to include Speed Devils Online Racing. I am so glad you guys lost, Sega, because the fact that you did this to me, having to try to figure this out in the library after the fact, made me okay that you lost. But hey, it's an arcade racing. Let's just call it an arcade racing game for the Dreamcast. Speed Devils.
Yes, this is. I picked this game because I don't think it gets enough love. I never really hear it talked about, included like with that era of arcade racers, because they did a lot of really cool things. And so I didn't own a Dreamcast. My little brother did, and he's like somehow got this game, probably because there's like a cool looking devil thing on the car or something on the cover. And I saw him playing it, and then I was like, okay, like I'm going to teach him a little lesson about sharing with his older brother. And I got super hooked on this game. And he like there's this whole story, right? Like there's you kind of like start with a junky car and like, but you're racing like these different series, and there's every single other racer's like a unique character, has like a backstory, and like you can do side bets with them. Like there's has the damage carries over race to race type deal that's in some games. Like it added in all these like cool. There was it was like dynamic tracks, like every lap something could change to do like weather or something like that. There was like all these things baked in that like changed every race, whether it's the side bets or the weather or whatever it was, or your damage from the race before. And it kind of eventually built up to like you'd have to basically kind of like pink slip race, like for Fast and Furious, like the head person of that series you were in before you jump into the next one. I think it built like 3 different series or whatever until it got to like you were racing in like little McLaren looking things. But it was just I had never played a game like that, and racing games were like my thing back then. And I was like, I had never played a game like this. This is incredible, and just a ton of fun. I never did the online part, so I have no idea how that went. But I just found myself kicking my brother off of this Dreamcast so I could play the story again and again. Because each playthrough was a little different, right? Like you're doing the same tracks, but like depending on who's throwing side bets at you, or when you wreck or whatever, like it kind of changed the difficulty a little bit, or how you played it. It was just, and then I feel like it like disappeared. Like no one ever talks about it, or maybe they were playing Speed Boys or whatever the other name was. I don't know, but like it was just such an incredible game that I think probably not without its flaws, but was just so fun to play, when it first came out.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple of things that are surprising to me. One, I mean, listen, there's a lot that the Dreamcast had going for it as far as the library and stuff that they were doing, but it was already too late, and like the machinery priced them out, and they had what, like 12 great games at launch too, and this probably just got landlocked in there. The thing that surprises me with this is Ubisoft is the one who developed it, and I guess they just got kind of caught up in the Assassin's Creed of things. But this is something where like we probably could use a good, fun arcade racer now, and like I don't think we really have one in this day and age. Like there's a lot of indies that are playing in that space, but like, no, we need a good one. Ubisoft, like, you keep getting kicked in the teeth with some of the other stuff you're trying to do. Come back, strip it down, and just throw this bad boy out there. Give us a Speed Devils game, and put it out there, guys.
Yeah, I mean the X Defiant one still kind of cuts a little deep for me because I was pretty hooked on that game for a while.
Oh, that one's rough.
If they could put that whole team on a Speed Devils reboot, I'm all for it. But I mean, to your point, I can't even remember like the last arcade racer I got really into. Like it feels like Blur was just a couple years ago, but that was more like 15 years ago or something. So I kind of
we don't talk about time. Let's not talk too.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, because it was unique in the way it played, and that is kind of hard to find. I think probably the last one I got into was the most recent cruising game on the Switch, but that doesn't have a lot of depth exactly, and that was which is kind of the point for that game. But I mean the way that they kind of put a lot of time and effort into the story, and like how every other racer on the track had like a whole background and personality and everything like that. I mean, it was kind of feels like a lost art right now in the racing game world. So, we'll see if someone gets their what together put something out that's at least a spiritual successor.
Maybe Tencent or whoever, whatever other money's being thrown at Ubisoft, they can make something happen with it. There's stuff in these filing cabinets, people. Let's go.
Yeah, when they hear this podcast, I think that'll be the spark that lights the flame. So.
Yeah, I got no faith in anything Ubisoft does. I can't. Their decision making is quite questionable at best, for sure. And we move on to game 3. The person who was not a big shooter, not as big shooting multiplayer, but we have Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. This is a game.
Yeah. This is if like Resistance was my first girlfriend, like Call of Duty 4 was the first one. Like I really fell for like head over heels. Like, because I think this was like the next year or something like that. Like it was, 12 to 14 months later or something like that COD 4 came out, and I had recently bought an Xbox 360, and I was like, okay, like I'm starting to dig these like online shooters. Like, let me give this one a shot, because I have a pretty strong recollection that like they had a really like bad like marketing campaign with like some sweet commercials and stuff that were like, found a 20-year-old male and was like, we're brainwashing this dude into buying this game, and it completely worked on me. And like this is definitely the game I have the most hours on ever, especially when you consider the remaster one that came out like 7-8 years ago, whatever it was. Because I dumped probably another like 20 days of playtime on that, but again, like just got completely sucked in to the online multiplayer. Like I did the game battles thing on this one. Like I was never that nerdy. I was that nerdy for this one. Like it was a whole thing. Like I missed an exam in econ because I was playing it. I hadn't gone to class in 2 weeks, so I was like, this class is kind of a joke. I missed an exam because I was playing like Search and Destroy against like some other 18-year-olds or whatever. So like I got addicted to this game. It was my like first Call of Duty. I've probably had like 15 since then. Like it completely sucked me in. I had a lot of free time, a lot of time that wasn't free that I dedicated to it anyway. Like it was just, playing multiplayer Call of Duty back then. Again, as like angry old man yells at cloud or whatever. Like this was as good as it got for like playing Call of Duty online. Like just so much fun. The open mic lobbies, right? Like all kinds of terrible things being said. Like it was just, so much fun. And I was living in the fraternity house at the time. Like, you get the boys coming in, like, watching you play a game, and like, there was some pressure. Like, as close as I got to being a professional athlete, I'll say that.
So what do you think sucked you in about this? Because you played racing games. You said you just didn't play shooters. What is it? Just this game was just so great, and it was that time of your life, so you were just part of that movement. It's just a great game, and it changed everything for gaming. Call of Duty took over sales for the next 15 years because of it.
Yeah, I don't know. Like until Resistance, I think the only shooters I had were like GoldenEye, and I don't know if that was probably the only first person shooter I had ever played. Maybe like one of the other like James Bond games if it was first person, but I think so. Resistance like taught me the year before, like, hey, like you have a lot of fun playing shooters and you have a lot of fun playing online. So I had a pretty good sense that like, hey, if I could kind of recapture that Resistance magic playing Call of Duty, like you're gonna have a really good time. And I don't know if it was just like the addictive like gameplay loop of playing online and like seeing the levels tick up or whatever it was, like completely hooked me. And I think probably more than anything is I just got like super competitive about it. Like I played Search and Destroy like religiously, like probably like 6 hours a day or something ridiculous. Like looking back now, because I had a lot of free time, and I just thought that I never didn't have fun like jumping on and playing for like a few hours, and I think it was definitely enough of like a cultural like hook at that point that like my friends liked playing. So like even if they didn't have like their own Xbox or whatever, like they'd hop into my room at the fraternity house, and it turned into like a whole thing. Passing the controller around, like you know talking trash to like these kids on the other side of the planet. Like it was it was just a lot of fun being part of it, and I think like at this point, like I had become firmly entrenched, like, okay, like shooters are my thing now. Like it kind of shifted away from the glory days of Gran Turismo into like, okay, this is this is the type of game you like now. You're a grown man, like you like shooting virtual bullets at people. Like here's your thing.
What was the what's your go-to weapon class that you were doing all this damage in?
So I this is like a really weird like I don't even know the right word for this, but for whatever reason, and I think it started because there was those camo challenges in this game. Like I think this might have been the first. I don't know. This is my first Call of Duty, but like if you like X amount of headshots, or like you get a gold gun, and you had to do it for like each gun. Like I picked a different gun every day. Like I didn't like using the same gun over and over. I thought it was boring because like a lot of people just use like the M16 with stopping power. Like still gives me nightmares like playing against that. But so I made it a point like every single day I used a different gun, and I really enjoyed like trying to play better with like every random gun. Some of them I felt like were impossible to like actually do well with, but I mean, looking back, I think probably the most fun was rocking one of the assault rifles, or running around a little bit with the SMG, which I feel like is probably still pretty valid for most people who play Call of Duty today. But I stick to it. Like even with X Defiant, like I switch my gun every day. Like I never lost that. That's how I like to play these games. It keeps it fresh for me.
I'm gonna jump ahead a little bit here out of order before we move on. Did you see the announcement that for Black Ops 7?
I saw some of you people post about it. I haven't looked up like a video or anything. Like, was there a video or was it just announced?
There was a little video. Yeah, it's a short one. They're bringing back an old character, and I'm forgetting who it is. It might
so be. Is this going to be? Is this the one like next year?
Yeah, they're going back to back Black Ops
because they don't normally do that.
They don't.
It's 2026, so they're skipping a year.
Oh.
Oh yeah, I guess right because there's no.
Yeah, there's. I don't think they did announce unless they. I mean, they would have announced something for this fall if that was the case, but no, it's not until next year. So, and it's still Treyarch doing it. So that's the key piece of this, is that they're the ones who are developing it again.
Yes, they run those games well.
Yeah, well, I'm assuming I'm going to buy it. Like they'd have to do something kind of wild for me to not just throw my money at it. Within some sort of like time frame right after it comes out. So that is pretty cool. They're doing it back to back. I am surprised to hear that. Although like I'm gonna be completely honest, like I didn't play the story at all in Black Ops 6.
I didn't either.
I've only played online with like really like one friend who like consistently plays it. So I couldn't tell you what happened in the story. Like I haven't finished a Call of Duty story in probably like 6 or 7 years. So
this one is your David Mason, who's the son of Alex Mason from Black Ops 2 way back in the day.
Okay,
that's what we're connecting.
I'm really not happy this weekend
the
now.
Numbers.
Because this is now 2 games that between Resident Evil 9 and Call of Duty Black Ops 7 now that we're gonna have like second generation characters that time out to a point like, oh no, I guess okay, Resident Evil 3 it would be time for having the child of that first character from 30 years ago. No, I'm not. I am not happy about this trend.
You don't like the fact that you've made it this long.
Yeah,
Well, this game technically they're saying it's set 2035, so there's an extra 10 years built in.
Okay, they added a few years from where Modern Warfare 2 with the number 2, not Roman numerals.
So you're you got 10 years to feel before you have to feel bad about it.
I need one of y'all to do one of those like the Charlie Day meme of like pointing things on the blackboard of like what the story, how these all connect, because I don't have the slightest.
This is the opposite of the Playboy situation. No one is playing this for the story. There's no article subterfuge here.
That's that's the transition. That's the transition line right there. We're gonna move on.
Yeah.
Honorable mentions. That's where we move on right there. We can move on to a couple.
I'm sorry, InfoCynic. I should have made that joke.
Oh man, Burnout Paradise. We're jumping back to the racing games.
Yeah, had to give him a little love. Yeah. So I mean, Burnout's an incredible racing series. This one in particular. Again, I'm kind of like at this point, like just like calling it back to like my college days, and I think that trend may continue a little bit. Some of the other games to talk about too, but like I feel like this is, like 17, 18 years ago or whatever. Like this was the Forza Horizon or whatever of today. Like it was open world, online. You can kind of drive to different events like with your friends. You're all driving around together. There was these like random like places you can do stunts and like jump all over the place and do a barrel roll and all that. And I mean, for whatever reason, like me, my best friend at the time, and this like dude from Wales, like we all got hooked on Burnout Paradise and played it together like every day. And I just the hours that like that game sucked away, because it was just like constant fun. There was always something to do, because it was I mean, I don't know how the scale of that open world compares to games now, but I mean, it felt like you could just take up several hours and you wouldn't get bored, and driving around in the night. And one of those racing games where like I could care less if I got like first or last or whatever, because like no matter what was going on, it was fun. Like there was like chaos and destruction and all that fun stuff that every growing boy needs. And it was just a ton of fun. And like I still own it, and I've played it probably once or twice in the past couple of years, and actually restarted it so I could earn some of the trophies, because I was playing the game before trophies even existed. This was like the era, like right when Sony really, like, I don't know, started that whole thing. And like, I had to like start replaying the game to get any of the trophies that I would have earned otherwise. But yeah, I mean, I think, speaking about like arcade racers earlier, like in the online era of arcade racers, like, I mean, Forza Horizon's done a good job. I don't know if they touched how much fun I had in Burnout Paradise as far as like online arcade racers go.
Have you thought about grabbing the $5 remaster on the Switch?
Is it only $5 now?
It is. Oh, actually, you know what?
I have to do that.
It's $5 for 4 more hours.
I say if you wish list, it'll be $5 if nothing else. Yeah.
The sale's only going on for another 4 hours.
I just looked it up right now. I just happened to look it up because I remembered. And
where does it go back to? Like $7? Like how much?
No, it goes back. It goes back to 30.
30. Whew.
You have to do it now.
I'm about to make a sale for Nintendo right here.
Yeah, like that. Actually, my Switch is plugged in over there. I was just
hit that Nintendo.com. The thing is, you can remotely download it to the system from Nintendo.com. You don't even need to touch your Switch.
See, I'm learning something today. Thanks, guys. Yeah, I almost did it when it first came out, which was actually what prompted me to pop it in my PS3. I was like, does this disc still work? And then when it did, and I played for a couple hours, I was like, you know what? I don't need to buy the remaster. Like, I should just play this. the $5 to play it on the go, that's a more compelling argument than
I was gonna say you can't play it on a plane on your PS3.
That's true.
That's true.
By the way, if you're looking for arcade racer, it's not. I don't know if this is arcade racer, but apparently Nintendo's got a sale going on right now because I just clicked on another one. There's Hot Shot Racing, and Hot Shot does they do a couple things. Hot Shot does golf too, I think, right?
Oh yeah, I know the golf game. I didn't know there was a race.
Hot Shot Racing. Hot Shot Racing is on sale until June 13th for $4. It's usually 20. And it just looks like a cell shaded racing kind of game. Looks funny.
What's it called? Hot Shot Racing?
Hot Shot Racing. I know, but I know they did golf. I don't know if it's the same ones. Maybe it's the biggest coincidence in the world. Because I'm not looking that deep into it, but developed by veterans Sumo Nottingham and Lucky Mountain Games.
I think that's coincidence because that's not the
classic arcade gameplay of the 90s.
Yeah, that's not the same hot. That's not. Oh, it's Hot Shot, not Hot Shots. So
I'm sorry. My apologies.
They also have gone to what? Yeah, never mind.
$4.
It's 85% off right now. Burnout.
Yeah, I just hit the button from here and it's remotely downloading as we speak.
You bought a game?
What'd
you buy, Dan?
Burnout 3.
Oh, okay. There you go. Oh man, did you have a favorite car when you played Burnout Paradise, or did you change cars every day too?
Yeah, I think I did. I might have changed every couple hours. I don't remember. I know. So I had stopped playing because at some point they added like motorcycles and little mini cars and stuff. I never played it. Like I was done by the time all that came around. I had moved on to, I was chasing another rabbit or something. So, but I don't remember like what car I picked. I mean, I remember like religiously trying to unlock all of them, but I don't remember like having a favorite or whatever. I was willing to drive any of those things into a wall or off a cliff or whatever. Now I need to remember my Nintendo login. Sorry, you got me going on a tangent.
We're all buying games now.
Apparently, raise the devil.
Apparently, there's a sale going on right now. A bunch of Yu-Gi-Oh games are on sale. I just clicked on it here.
Well, there's a collection for that. Is that the collection? That's on
the
sale on Steam. That's on sale on
Yeah.
Steam. Also, Ray, be careful.
There's everything I check here. Yu-Gi-Oh Early Days collection is there. Then there's
Commander
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Nikki was a big
Legacy.
fan of that one.
I played. It's probably my most played game on Game Boy Advance was one of the Yu-Gi-Oh games. I was all in on that when I was a kid. I had the cards. I went and played in tournaments. It was a whole thing. Castlevania collections, Contra collection is on sale.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, what about the new Contra game?
How about Rainbow Six Vegas?
What about that one?
That one in there? that's what we're here to talk about. The next gen hardware debut for the PS3 and Xbox 360. But before we do that, I have to sidebar here because
sorry, we all got distracted by a sale.
Well, yeah, I have to sidebar the sidebar of the sidebar. The sale's gonna be over by the time everybody hears this too. That's the best part. It's not gonna be till next week. What sale? No sale, you jerks. But hey, this is where we will officially. So can I tell you the funny thing? So again, we went. This was back like the first week of January, I think, or something like that. Probably when we were recording this originally, and they had just announced the XDefiant closure, which now that we're here in June happened 6 days ago. So again, we're here to pour one out for XDefiant. I made sure it was there for Enhanced the day it closed on the 3rd. It was it was in Enhanced for everybody. You had to know it's coming, people.
I keep getting memories of things I posted last year. Every day, one day it's XDefiant, and the next day is Multiverses. Like a year ago, I was playing them both, and they're just both gone. Like that. I keep getting reminded about it.
But yeah, so pour one out for XDefiant as happened here. The Topo Chico's going down and on camera there for just 5 more minutes. The sole person who made that game look good. That was like I played it, like, it wasn't bad, but it was also just kind of like, it's like a lot of those games. I think also Marvel Rivals came and ate everybody's lunch too. That's
Well, Black Ops came and was good.
well, that
That's what happened. Black Ops was good.
I think you're right. Right, like if it was a dud, like a dead on arrival type Call of Duty, I think everyone would have gone like right back to X Defiant, and my buddy and I were still like, I didn't get Call of Duty right away, but when I did, I was like, okay, this one's actually good. Like, I'm gonna move over.
Yeah,
like,
it was good.
And yeah, I mean, I really enjoyed what X Defiant tried to do. Like, I guess what Ubisoft tried to do with X Defiant would be the right way to say that. Like,
it was supposed to be a Tom Clancy branded game. That's why I brought this up, to be clear for everybody. It was originally
okay. All right.
It was originally Tom Clancy's X Defiant. Then they said, "Why are we going to pay Tom Clancy's estate money for this when nothing has to do with Tom Clancy here?" They took the Tom Clancy branding off of it. So that's the reason I brought it up. It was actually tied
kept the characters though, but they kept the characters. They just didn't
really?
like call. Yeah, they had the
the same archetypes and all that.
Yeah, you know, they had the 3-pronged night vision goggle person and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and they had some people from like, it was like someone from Siege. Like, I got super into Rainbow Six Siege for a while. Like, it was cool to see like the Assassin's Creed people showed up at some point, which it was weird seeing them with guns. I'm gonna be honest, but yeah, it was. And like with the game modes and like the people with their like little gadgets and stuff, it's worth pouring one out if I wasn't gonna pour like a pair of margarita seltzer on my computer. So.
There's something to say with when constantly people asking, you got to balance this or change this gun or whatnot. There was something really fun in that beta when everyone was just running around cloaked because you could not see. You couldn't see it if they were cloaked, and you ran around. Took all the time in the world, just popped up and shot people. There was something really fun about having a game where everyone's just hiding the whole time.
Yeah, it was special time. And it got a little wild after they announced the shutdown or whatever, and they just unlocked everything for everybody.
Yeah,
like it was all like my friend was pissed because like 2 months before that he actually paid for like the pass or whatever. And this came out. And he was like, "Man, I don't know how to feel about this. Like, you just got all the stuff that I paid for, like a month and a half after I did, and you didn't have to do anything except kill the game." I was like, "Whatever, man. Like, don't blame me."
Yeah, you were there. You were there for it. You were there.
Multiverse is the opposite. They just took away everything I bought when they shut the game down. So here, you can play offline, but all the stuff you paid for, it's gone. I was like, "Are you even kidding me?" Like.
That's a little shisty. I'll say that.
I bet you I still can't mod it. I bet you if I try to put a mod skin on, it'll still shut me down.
It'll still ban you anyway from.
It'll probably ban me. The game's not even online anymore. It'll probably still ban me. Dan, aren't we talking about a game?
Well, yeah, we sidebarred the sidebar of the sidebar. Now we're gonna swing back to Rainbow Six Vegas.
Another sidebar, I did successfully get through my multi-factor authentication and buy Burnout. So
there you go.
Thanks,
boom!
Guys.
Mission accomplished. Ray making sales for the man again.
$5.
Yeah, what's your commission on a $5 sale? Yeah.
I think about 10 cents.
Yeah. Rainbow Six Vegas. Yeah. So this was when me, my friend, and our Welsh buddy were done playing Burnout Paradise. We moved to Rainbow Six Vegas. Again, I don't know why it was the three of us specifically, but this was I think it was kind of like Call of Duty 4 in that like I had never played one of the games in the series before, but like I knew I was into online shooters and I was like, hey, like I got to give this a shot. Like I was buying any of them at this point to try to like chase the next high. So I bought it and I got my two buddies to buy it, and very different game than Call of Duty 4 or Resistance, right? Like super tactical, which was tough for me because if I had a brain cell, it'd be lonely type thing.
Yeah, I mean that was the hallmark of the early Rainbow Six games. Was like, no, this is you're not just run and gun.
You can't
You
just
are
sprint
planning. There are tactics. This is a coordinated game. Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess like after the initial like kind of like culture shock of like, oh man, this is not Call of Duty. Like I need to figure this out. It, that's kind of what drew me in a little more. Like because I played with my friends, right? And like we specifically are like, okay, like you go set up over here, you set up over here, like, and we did some like, and this is like one of those games where you hosted the lobby or whatever. Like it wasn't this random matchmaking. Like you'd be like, okay, like someone set up a lobby on the specific map that I want to play, and we're just gonna play this for like 3 hours straight. There's one map, there's one game mode, which I wasn't really used to. Uh, and I mean, that's what we did. We hammered like the same game mode, the same map, like all the time. And one of my favorite things about this game is how connected the campaign was to the multiplayer. Like it was like fully cross progression. Like if you unlocked a gun in campaign, like you used it in multiplayer, vice versa. Like your dude was all decked out in camo, right? Like and same thing. Like you customize a character, campaign or multiplayer. It was like awesome to me. Like that was such a cool thing that I wish more games did. Like I actually still have Vegas 2 downloaded on my Xbox Series X or whatever I have, and like I'll play it every once in a while because it like I'm able to play some terrorist hunt and like unlock the next camo for my dude, and like I don't know, he looks like a bag of Funyuns because it gets a little wild there in the higher levels, but I mean it was just like I don't know, like a very cool, like unique thing the game did. And yeah, another one of those like college era games where I just got like totally hooked for a while. I had a blast playing with my friends. I had I had a couple like it was like I remember specifically there was one random dude in the fraternity. He was like a couple years older than me. Like we hardly ever hung out, but like he got addicted to playing terrorist hunt. So he would like come back from his accounting class and he'd be like, "Hey, dude, I need to shoot some terrorists." I'm like, "I got you, bro. Like let's do it." And it was just like a really unique game, a really fun game. Uh, I think Rainbow Six has, I think they've done well from like I loved Siege. It's a little different, but yeah, it's a great series that started for me with Vegas.
And now we go to the other hit of 2007. So if Call of Duty was, making their name in 2007, letting the world know they were going to take over, the series that had kind of owned everybody was coming to an end here with Halo 3.
Yeah, so Halo 3 was the game that made me buy the Xbox 360 that I eventually got Call of Duty 4 for. Like, again, I'm assuming it was like some mixture of the fact that I had, borrowed my little brother's Xbox back in the day to play Halo, and like some really sweet, Mountain Dew laden commercial that got me, it got me out to a store to buy an entire Xbox to play this thing. But like, it was like, I think this was as far as like getting together and playing multiplayer, like couch multiplayer, like just playing with people in the same room. I don't know if it ever got better than Halo 3. Like it was, I think the only one that's close is like Mario Kart 64, like GoldenEye or something like that. Like playing Halo 3 with your friends all in the same room, like doing all that crazy stuff in Forge to set up like crazy maps and rules and stuff. Like I think Halo 3 did that better than like any other game. It was just like an absurd amount of fun. And Ray, you kind of said it, like everyone knew what Halo was. Like everyone played Halo. Like even the friends that like didn't really touch video games, like they knew what Halo was and they would play Halo with you. So it was just like an incredible amount of fun. Like I must have gone out and bought like 3 extra controllers like right away, like right after I got my system, because I was like, this is where this game shines, right? Like it is playing with all your boys, like talking trash to each other, like messing around, like it was just a ton of fun. Like I remember, like I think no, maybe it wasn't Halo 3. I forget what game. I think like because I lived in like a very like common like the main floor of the fraternity house at the time. Like people would come in and play the Xbox when I was gone, and I was like fine with it uh, until one friend got the red ring of death while he was playing it while I was gone. This poor guy was like so scared to tell me. It's like, hey man, like I swear I didn't do anything but play Halo, but something happened, and I need you to know that something happened. And I mean, thankfully, I kind of like I think everyone back then kind of knew to look out for that. But it was yeah, it's just kind of that kind of thing. Like all my friends were playing it. Like uh, it's it was just the peak fun, hanging out with your buddies, playing a video game where all four of you are like staring at the same screen, like locked in. I did have an HD TV by then, Dan, so it wasn't like the TV VCR combo type deal. But yeah, it's just that what a blast. Clearly, just trying to relive my college days here. So I appreciate y'all humoring me, but this is one of the best.
You know, it's a memory that people today are not going to have. To the same extent, the split screen. You know, games now, if there's co-op mode, you know, if there's local co-op mode, it's a huge deal. Like, oh my god, I can't believe they put that in. I mean, this is towards the end of that. They're splitting that screen 4 ways, and everyone's staring at a TV that's definitely smaller than whatever TV we have now.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of was I mean, at least for me, it was kind of the swan song of
Yeah.
that. Like, because it just, yeah, it all went away after that. Or like, yeah, I guess, money train and investment was chasing something else that made those companies money. And I can't blame them for it, but I certainly miss it. And it's, I am happy to see, like, I know I've seen some of the videos people posted of Mario Kart, the new one, like they're split screening that. I'm like, okay, like as long as someone does it every once in a while, like I'm happy. Like maybe someone will still like, these kids with their siblings or whatever will be able to like kind of punch each other in the arm while playing Mario Kart kind of deal. Like,
Don't give my kids ideas. Don't. They've been playing World peacefully on the tilted handheld, even not even on big screen.
Yeah,
No
you're doing a better job raising them than my parents did me, because I was like, if my brother or sister beat me in on like move farm or something, they better move out of the room. I was about to lay down the hammer, so I took that line. Like that's
as was necessary to do. You had to establish dominance.
That's
how we were feral back then. That wasn't the same thing.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, times they are a changing. So,
well, let's talk about a game you're looking forward to. I stutter and I stumble over my words because we talked about this one back in January when it was something to look forward to, but I left it here on purpose because I don't think I've seen anything about you playing it yet. But two, well, why not? Let's just check in anyway. But the game is Doom: The Dark Ages. It's funny. It was listed as a 2025 release. We didn't know. We did not know an exact date then. We of course now know the game is out. It's out there. The first Doom since Doom Eternal, because I'm not counting Mighty Doom. That weird little thing is whatever. But so have you? Did you get into this one?
I have not played it yet. This is still a future game for me. So.
Yeah, so it still applies. We're good.
Yeah, I'm probably getting it in a few weeks. So this is it's not going to be future for much longer. But yeah, like the 2016 Doom was like kind of one of those games like out of nowhere. I was like, oh my god, this thing is incredible. Like I hadn't thought about Doom in at least a decade at that point, probably longer. And I remember I think that like first trailer dropped, and I was like, oh, this is going to be sick. And I loved it. I really like Doom Eternal too. I had that on the Switch, and that was really fun to play on the plane, especially to sit next to like an old lady I didn't know. Some weird looks, but
What, lady? You got a problem with the skulls being ripped out of demons' bodies? Like, what you got a problem with that?
What, you like demons? Like what? Ethel, like, back off. Yeah. So it was. When this was announced, I immediately knew I was going to buy it. Like, eventually, I clearly haven't done it yet, but
No. Hey, no judgment. There are too many games. There are too many games in the world. So.
yeah, I completely agree with that. Too many games, too little time. But yeah, and honestly, like, and now I know more now than the version 1.0 of this, the unreleased mixtape of this podcast. The it I'm liking how they like kind of went in a different direction with the story, and kind of I guess my understanding is they like beats it up a little bit. They put more into the story, and I like the kind of the whole like medieval spin they put on everything, like, or like the gloss, medieval gloss. Like, it was because I mean, candidly, like, as long as they keep kind of the core type of gameplay there, like, I'm gonna enjoy it. Like, it's just like ripping and tearing. Like, that's always gonna be fun. It could be like Hello Kitty. I wouldn't really care. Like, I would do it. But like,
hey, no giving away
like,
free ideas like that. That's gold. And Hello Kitty's wearing a skin of another anyway already. I think let's do it. What's the difference?
There's a whole rabbit hole there, I'm sure. But
no more tangents. Keep going. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that.
I'm looking forward to playing this. I'm probably going to get it in a few weeks. I mean, the whole like Demon Slayer Viking thing he has going on, like, I'm all for it. I'm ready to play it.
Shield looks awesome. That's all.
It's awesome.
Yeah. And then there's the gun that shoots like skull fragments or something. That's like the most Doom thing I've ever seen. Like, that's I'm very.
How do we one up it? There's the answer.
Yeah, and there's this is one, like, every once in a while, like, I'll play some games with my 4-year-old daughter in the room. I'm like, this is going to be one where maybe I don't fire that bad boy up while she's in the same room. Like,
you're not judge parenting, probably not. Yeah, to teach their own as far as parents go, but yeah, probably not. Probably some nightmare fuel in there, unless you want to share a bed for probably about a year and a half or so. Yeah, there's that option.
Yeah, plus sharing a bed that I wouldn't be in, because if my wife found out, I'd be sleeping outside. So,
sweetie, I showed you there's nothing to be scared of. You just stomp on his face, rip its spine out with your bare hand, and then shoot the skull for good measure. But I understand this was supposed to be educational, not scare you.
Yeah, you're like, the demons are bad. We're doing this to bad people. I'm very much looking forward to this. Like, I think this series is great, especially the reboot. Because I had the last one on the Switch, I'm kind of looking forward. I'm probably gonna get this on the Xbox. I'm kind of looking forward to going back to like the true, like,
give you all the graphics.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, still a future game for me. Still very much looking forward to it.
Well, we're gonna do another little timey-wimey bending of January to June now. So here's where we go to a question from the Channel 3 history books that we picked for you to discuss. And this one's probably going to make your skull hurt, because we asked you back then, what is your 2025 gaming resolution, since you were the first, full episode that we had into the new year. And you know what I said? Well, again, same thing. I said, what, screw it. We're going to leave it, because it's as good a time as any to find out, as he finally picked up on why I'm inserting extra commentary in here. It was so that he could remember what this was and look it up if he had to on Channel 3, as he starts looking over the monitor and typing and realizing I was trying to buy him time here.
Yeah.
So that we could then discuss how's that going halfway through the year.
So I am it kind of depends on the week, I went back and looked what I put. It was finding more time to game in general and playing split screen game with my daughter. So the first one, I am finding more time to game. It's in spurts, but I think this might have actually started towards the end of last year, but I can't remember exactly, so I don't know if we talked about it back then. But my best friend from childhood, this is a guy I've brought up a couple of times. Like, he went to Toys R Us with me. It's like that same guy. He lives back in Virginia where I grew up, so we're several hundred miles apart. But like we started playing every Wednesday night. Let's pick a random game, start playing. A couple hours online, catch up a little bit about life, and then that's kind of how we stay in touch. So that's kind of I was tying in a little bit of like real life relationship management with playing some games. So that was I think that's helped. And then I'm definitely big on the handheld gaming.
Get that airport time. Get that airport hotel time in, man. That's what you got to do.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I got a lot of I have the I got the Switch going a lot now. I got an old PSP fixed up, 2DS. Like I have my old Game Boy Color from childhood still. Like I fire all those bad boys up when I can. So, and then the action, like the split screen with my daughter, I haven't done that yet. It's only June, so I have a few more months. But I honestly I don't even know where to start because we already talked about how there's not a whole lot of split screen games left.
What is she like? What are her hobbies? We could solve this right now. Ray and I, we're ready for this.
Her hobbies are telling me what to do and eating, which is probably why she likes Kirby so much. She loves Kirby.
Boom, problem solved. There you go. Yeah. Kirby it is.
And we'll play Kirby together, but it's not like split screen, right? Like it's just kind of like she's walks Kirby into like Kirby's bed or whatever, or like we do the little fishing thing. I think the actual my best bet is Hot Wheels Unleashed 2 of all games. She got super into that because it has all these like the assists and stuff. So like she like basically barely has to touch a button and it kind of races for her. And I'm almost positive that has split screen. I honestly haven't double checked.
It does. You're set.
Okay. So I just need to go spend like $1,000 on a PS5 controller or whatever they charge for that to get an extra one, and then I'll be golden. But that's honestly that's probably my best bet, just because of how much she loves that game. I will probably pick up Mario Kart and a Switch 2 in a few months if they are to be had. I haven't quite figured out like what the market for that's going to be and if they made enough and all that, but I think that would be like my next best bet because she knows Mario and Green Mario, and I think she might recognize Peach and she likes Toad. I'm a big Toad guy myself, so we'll have to figure that out. But I think I could get her into that too. So
Kart 8's got all those same features too. So if you've got 8 laying around, you can.
So I had 8 for a few years on my Wii U, and I had just like out of some misplaced like moral compass, I decided I'm not paying for this game again on the Switch. So I just I've let years go by of not playing Mario Kart because of that simple fact. So I'm very much looking.
I'm sure there's a Goodwill or a pawn shop somewhere it's got for $15 now. You're set. I'll tell you.
I'm just gonna wait for Ray to tell me when it's $5, and I'll be good.
That's never gonna happen. Good luck. The thing I tell everybody though too, like the one I always tell people to look out for is the Lego games, because they've always got split screen and you can make stuff work, and 12 years later after it came out, my kids still play Lego Marvel Superheroes, the first one of that thing holds up, and that does split screen, and they went from just kind of following along and having me help them progress the game to then they went and just kind of made up their own stories in the game and were goofing off with each other with just like free play to my son will just take a day and like tear through that game and just play it from scratch. So you got all the options there. But
yeah, that was the best, man. Just doing like making it up as you went as a little kid. Yeah. That's the way to do it. So when they make Lego Resistance, I'll get her on that one.
We'll be ready.
Yeah, we'll have to broach the whole alien subject before then, but I will have softened her up with Doom: The Dark Ages by then.
There you go. And last question: what's been your favorite feature on Channel 3?
Favorite feature? I like how the I don't know if this is technically a feature or what, but like when people answer a quest or whatever, like even like what it's like, what are you playing this week? And like it might be like, oh, like someone put like Rainbow Six Vegas, something random. You're like, oh man, like I haven't thought about that game in a while. Like, and you can click on the game and you can see all the posts, like all the games have their own page, and I can see like, oh, this person brought it up then, or like this person said it was their favorite game of 2010 or whatever, and like it's kind of cool, like going back through the history and like looking at like what everyone posted about a certain game, like or like seeing the clips they posted or something like that. Again, like I don't know if that's technically a feature or not, but I do that a lot where I'll like go down a little like rabbit hole. It's almost like like the Wikipedia trails you end up doing. Like like I kind of do that with the games on Channel 3. So that's my that's my favorite feature, I guess. And that's why I really love the like what are people playing every week and like the clips, like because that gets me a starting point. I go from there.
Love it. And with that, we've made it to the end of another What Are You Three? Just 5 more minutes was here again. First time for all you, but we did it again. And you can find the podcast at c3.gg/podcast, dropping every Wednesday morning.
Why didn't you make me make sure I hit the record button?
Oh, stop it. You have to stop, Dan. Don't do this. No one's listening to Just 5 minutes. That's it.
I almost spit out my prickly pear margarita seltzer.
Wednesday.
College, you wants to hear you say that again.
Wherever you find your podcasts. I'm Ray. Dan puts this together.
This sometimes time I actually am putting it together too. That's the best part.
Sometimes he hits record. Sometimes he doesn't.
One time he does it. Well, I did. I did record it.
The theme song is always by Caster Garden. Our executive producer is Joel Willis. Have a good day, everybody.
Channel 3.
So I don't. Whatever. But I appreciate that. I'm so sorry we're doing this again. It was the problem. Like it sucks. It's like it was a fun episode. But the good thing is it's also been like 5 months now, so I don't remember much. So it's all fresh again. So
yeah, it worked out.
Yeah, but anyway, so I apologize for that debacle. And it was funny too because the night before yours, we recorded episode 100, which will never exist, and it was Joel, Ray, and I playing Fortnite, just doing like a mailbag thing, and the same thing. It was just me talking to Fortnite with no context, which I still think like I have to look at that video someday, and like I'll probably release that just because how stupid it is. But yeah, so I went to edit that because I was like, oh, that's not going to take any time to edit because it was just us playing Fortnite and it was all loose and like nobody said anything stupid. So I'm like, I just have to cut the pre-record and cut the post-record and boom, we're done. And then I go and I turn it on and I go, oh my God, what just happened here? As I'm like scrambling, trying to find the audio tracking and I'm like, oh no. And then I jump over to yours and I'm like, no. Oh, it was unpleasant.
A fun day for you.
Yeah, because we got through 100 or 99 episodes plus change on various other things we've done without problems. We've interviewed literal school children who won wheel spins, and we got through that and no problem. But no, not trying to record in 2025. We didn't. Ray's here though, and he's still got the stash. That's the important part. Ray, what's going on? Oh no.
Yeah, I can't hear him either.
Ray, I swear to friggin' God, you better figure out that microphone right now. I'm not doing this. Still can't hear him. Do you have the right microphone selected? Is it unmuted? In your system's options on audio for Windows, is it unmuted in there? Still nothing, dog.
He
Ray
just
died.
quit.
He quits. I, much like I did your entire first episode, will make that gap go away. I think I heard a Ray when he came back on. Ray, hi.
Yeah, now you.
Yeah. Now we're cooking with gas.
I don't know, something with this mic. I don't know what it is.
Whatever. It's all good, dude. It's all good.
Channel 3 is the future.